Lou Shapiro. Lou, good of you to be with us. Your reaction to this resentencing on day one of what was meant to actually be a two-day hearing?
So, look, it's obviously quite surprising to most viewers because the Menendez brothers are notorious for not being able to get out. They've made several pitches for it over the years. So I think not a lot of people had hope for it, except for the defense team. They put in a lot of hard work. They witnessed his pleadings. They've had a lot of PR pushing for this, protesters over several months. And of course, we had a Netflix documentary that really cast a lot of light on this case recently. So when you combine it all together, along with the judge who is compassionate, willing to take a fresh look at this case in light of the California youth offender law that passed a few years ago, we are here we are today.
So what is your expectation about what happens next, including the clemency hearing June 13th?
So things are looking pretty bright for them moving forward, because now that they are eligible for parole, which they were not before, a parole board is going to look for certain items like rehabilitation, remorse, and apparently they have plenty of witnesses who are willing to come forward, people that work in the jail, friends of theirs, colleagues, family members who are willing to come forth and show their support for them, say that these are not the same people that committed these crimes many, many years ago. They've been now serving for 35 years. So in light of this, the only person that really could get in their way is Governor Newsom. And it remains to be seen what he's going to do if it goes on his desk.
Yeah, okay, let's talk about that. Defense attorney for the brothers, Mark Geragos, spoke about the politics of this case. It now falls to, as he mentioned, the parole board and Governor Newsom. And there's obviously going to be a looming 2028 cloud over this decision. Your thoughts?
Right, so politics creeps into everything these days. And the fact that Governor Newsom, look, he's made no secret about the fact that he does plan on running for president. I know he's sort of putting teasers out there. I'm not sure. I haven't made up his mind. But, all, cues sort of lead to that result. So in light of that, he's going to be put in a very difficult position. And I think that in the end, if it's put on his desk, he will vote for their release, because he can always look to the judge and he can look to the legal system and say, look, these boys have been cleared by an LA Superior Court judge. They've been cleared by the parole board. Who am I to stand in the way? Who am I that knows better than all these other experts that have really scrutinized this case before me? So I think it will go that direction if it comes to it.
As we watch this play out, an unusual dynamic unfolding with the Menendez family testifying on behalf of the defense, calling for the brothers' release. One cousin asking the judge to release them because elderly family members want to spend time with them.
Yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of compassionate, sympathetic reasons for the release. But at the end of the day, they've served 35 years, and there are family members here that, don't have much time left, and they want to be able to spend that time with their relatives. And I think that's one note that just rung with the judge and resulted in the decision today.
So both sides appear to be trying to reframe the Menendez brothers, the family and Geragos working to rehabilitate the brothers' image, talking about the work that they've done behind bars and their own trauma as well, while DA Hawkman looked to reinforce their image as dangerous criminals. What do you make of this public PR battle and the fact that DA Hawkman didn't even choose to speak outside the court tonight?
Yeah, so DA Hawkman is in a very difficult position because on one hand, he campaigned on the basis that there is a new sheriff in town, he's going to be tough on crime. So even if deep down if he felt that Menendez brothers should be eligible for parole after 35 years, he couldn't really say it. So I think it's no surprise that he took the position that he did because he had to be consistent with his campaign message. So I don't expect him to say really much of anything at this point. If he does, he'll say, look, the DA's office took their position. It was put in the judge's hands, and the judge did what he did, and we have to respect the court's decision moving forward.
After everyone came out of the courthouse today, Lou, we heard defense attorney Mark Geragos take a couple of shots at DA Hawkman. The relationship between those men appears to be less than cordial.
I'm the developer of the game, The Tower. I wanted to make a tower defense game that had nearly infinite number of upgrades.
Right, so the reason is because the previous DA Gascon, he filed for this motion for resentencing. He was in favor of it. So you have to put yourself in Garrett gets and the client's shoes where they feel like, okay, things are going to go their way. But then we have a new DA takes into office and he tries to withdraw that motion. And then Garrett is like, wait, this is the same office that said they were working with us and now they're not. Yes, it's a new person in that seat, but it's still the same DA's office. And I think Garrett has felt betrayed for all the work that he put in for the DA's office to take a different stance on it. And that led to the discourse that we're seeing between them now.
Well, today's event stemmed from the Penal Code 1172.1, which focused on excessive punitive sentences. What do you think this resentencing could mean for other defendants that are now behind bars?
So this is being closely watched by many defendants who are similarly situated, who committed a crime of this sort before they were 26 and are now trying to file a motion saying, please take a second look at my situation. Allow me also to make a pitch to the parole board. And I think it gives them a lot of hope. But at the same time, there's going to be a lot of people on the other side that say that the Menendez brothers got preferential treatment, that if only a Netflix documentary was made of their loved ones, then they also would be in a better striking distance like the Menendez brothers were. So as anything we see in this country these days, there's going to be two very, very different approaches to this. And, it remains to be seen what's going to happen in a few weeks from now.
Well, Lou, the Menendez brothers resentencing hearing, not the only high-profile courtroom drama unfolding today. An emotional second day at the federal sex trafficking trial of Sean Diddy Combs. Combs' former girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, took the stand testifying about her relationship with the music mogul. Ventura telling jurors about physical abuse by Combs, including that infamous 2016 incident at the Intercontinental Hotel here in Los Angeles, as she detailed the often days-long drug-fueled freak-offs, as they were called, which she said that she would help arrange out of fear of retribution. Now, Combs has pleaded not guilty to all charges and faces 15 years to life if convicted.
All right, so there's the setup, Lou. This whole criminal trial emerging from a civil suit filed by Cassie Ventura, which they settled in 2023. She was tasked with giving context to Combs' alleged trafficking enterprise. How did she do, in your view, on day one on the stand?
So I've spoken to actually my contacts who were there watching the trial, in addition to reading what's been going on. And it seems like she had a very good day for the prosecution. She came across as very serious, very troubled, very hurt, and she was able to answer all the questions posed to her by the prosecutor in a very serious and emotional way, particularly when she was asked about how she felt about Diddy and what moments when she was with him did it mean the most to her. And she said it was actually the moments after these freak-offs, the moments that she had time just with her and him, because it was so difficult for her to endure all the other treatment that led up to that point in time. So far, so good for the prosecution. But again, she was with him for 10 years, apparently, so we can expect that the defense is going to vehemently cross-examine her on that issue.
Well, the New York Times reports that the defense will work to frame Ventura as a willing participant in a troubled but romantic arrangement. As a defense attorney, what would your strategy be?
So the defense has to tread carefully because on one hand, they have to show the jury that this is somebody that willfully was part of this relationship, had every opportunity to leave it and did not leave it. Why? Because over 100 songs were produced with Diddy when she was in this relationship with him. She was not a child. She was 19. And then again, we're going 10 years beyond that. Did she cry to anyone for help? Did she go to law enforcement? So that's where the defense is going to go on this, while at the same time not excusing that video, that very offensive video that's been shown to everybody already.
This, of course, just the beginning in all of this. We've possibly 2 months of this trial ahead. What's on the horizon, and how are you feeling for Sean Combs?
So I think a lot of this case is going to come down to, are there people in Sean Combs' inner circle that are willing to come forward and say, yes, this was a racketeering scheme. This was a broad plan to bring in people, trafficking against their consent, rather than a willful people that were willing to engage in parties and so forth. That's what it's going to come down to. If his inner circle flips on him, that's much stronger for the prosecution. If they don't, then it becomes more of a he said, she said, and it's not such an easy case for the prosecution on the RICO, on the racketeering, which is really what they need to prove here.
Very good. Criminal defense attorney Lou Shapiro, thank you.
Sure.